the standard, the apex of dominance, and the official final boss. Sa huling linggo ng regular season, pinakita uli nila Carl Tizzy at ng TLPH yung championship form nila bago pumasok ang playoffs. And yung laban against ONIC Philippines was the very example how champions are made not only through dominance but also understanding what it takes to win. Kaya panoorin mo ito hanggang sa huli para maipakita ko sa'yo yung tatlong bagay para mabaliktad ng TLPH yung game na ito against ONIC PH. Pero bago nagawa yun ng TLPH, bigyan kita ng summary ano yung magiging susi para ma-execute ng TLPH yung comeback nila against ONIC. So dito sa draft, kung titignan mo, both sides may sariling crowd control and lockdown like sa ONIC is yung Guinevere and sa mga cavalry is yung Marcel. May sarili din silang pokes and burst damage like Gord sa Sonics and Eve sa Cavalry. Tapos mga makunat/damage frontliners na kaya makipagbrasuhan pagdating sa teamfight. Pero kung may key idea na need nating malaman is yung golden hour ng Marcel is a double-edged sword na pwedeng i-take advantage ng ONIC Philippines. Kaya ang unang tinignan ng Team Liquid Philippines is number 1, executing the winning condition in their favor. Dito sa Turtle Teamfight, nagawa ng tama ng TLPH yung usual winning condition nila sa mga ganitong objectives, which is i-zone yung core ng kalaban, tapos once na huli, ultra burst sa turtle. That was good, pero yung adjustment ng ginawa ng ONIC was actually better. After nung win na yun, nag-adjust yung ONIC by first clearing yung mid and ensuring safe yung EXP nila. So by the time dumating yung turtle, i-clear ng Gord and Grok yung mid, tapos play safe yung Phobius. Unfortunately, naging malalim si Sanford, giving opportunity para mapoke siya ni Kirk. Go signal ngayon yon para i-pressure ng ONIC yung other heroes na magpapahirap sa kanila sa turtle, which is si JP. That sequence forces na umuwi yung Tirisla, giving opportunity para mauna sa pwesto yung ONIC. Remember, parehas lang ng winning condition ang ONIC and TLPH. Nakadepende na lang sa execution and timing. Dahil unang nakapwesto ang ONIC, sila unang makakapag-zone and makakapag-poke sa mga heroes ng TLPH. And successful sila sa ganun na galawan. And maraming moments kang makikita na ONIC yung nadidikta ng tempo ng laro, knowing malabang sila in terms of initiative against sa cavalry. Especially yung teamfight na ito kung saan ginamit ng ONIC yung golden hour in their favor, and makikita mo na TLPH yung malulugi in the skirmish. So makikita mo yung advantage ng ONIC against sa TLPH and hindi na na-execute ng cavalry yung winning condition na pabor sa kanila. Doon papasok yung number 2, understanding hero skills and combos. Ito mo makikita paano makaka-recover ang TLPH against sa ginagawa ng ONIC. Technically, kung i-observe mo, ang game plan ng ONIC is magseset yung Gwyn or yung Grok, tapos the damage yung either Gord or Clit. Therefore, anong solusyon sa isip ng TLPH? Edi i-corner mo lang yung backline. And ito, yung very example na dahil ubos na yung mga big ultimates ng ONIC and aware silang walang flicker yung Clint, di nag-hesitate si Teddy para i-go si Savero. At yung -1 na yun is space para dahan-dahan ibalik ng TLPH yung small lead na nawala sa kanila. At ito, yung pinaka-perfect example ng pag-execute ng winning condition in their favor at nung pag-intindi nila ng hero skills and combos. Nakita mag-isa sa baba yung Clint. So in a pros perspective, expect mo may kasama yan kasi di naman magiging matapag yung Clint kung wala siyang kampe na malapit. And knowing walang flicker yung Gord, and dahil hindi siya dash type na hero, hindi nag-hesitate si Sanji, napasukin yung Gord and follow up na lang si Sanford. And ito, yung classic stampede na once may nakita silang pwedeng sagasahan, tuloy-tuloy na yan. By the time pares po na yung ONIC, may bangkay nang iniwan yung TLPH. But what made it possible is number 3, knowing the priority target. Minsan kung parehas tong winning condition yung light up mo sa opposition, yung pag-prio target ay mahalaga para mapigilan mo yung gustong gawin ng kabilang side. So again, same idea sa ONIC. Either papasok yung Guinevere or Grok for a set. So okay, may nahuli yung ONIC and yung plano is to damage yung either mage or marksman, which dito si Super Fids yung gagawa nun. Pero ano yung priority target ng TLPH? Yung backline, targets nila yung game plan ng ONIC by observing yung past combos in the previous team fights. At dito, na-dissect ng TLPH anong kailangan gawin para i-counter yung ganun na setup. So, papasok si Teddy and JP sa vicinity kung saan yung Guinevere and Gord para i-disrupt yung combo na gusto nilang gawin. That brief moment was enough para maudlot yung ulti ng Gord at hindi mapitas si Sanji. That gives space for a counter initiation na in favor sa TLPH yung team fight na dapat sa ONIC. At dahil gets na ng TLPH sino yung target, di na sila nag-hesitate in this situation na setan yung Gord, knowing siya yung tinik kaya di makaporma yung cavalry, and the rest was history. Shock your analysis. Assess the mistake, adapt, and adjust, sabay execute. Kung may nag-stand out dito sa ginawa ng TLPH is yung recovery nila sa bawat mali na ginagawa nila sa laro. Hindi siya yung simpleng bawi tayo, but inintindi nila paano ba makabounce back sa mga situations na lugi sila. Check mo itong video na ito kung saan nagbigay pa ako ng simple breakdown sa dominant 4-0 performance ng TLPH against sa Aurora Gaming last MPL PH S16 Grand Finals. Check mo. Baka di mo pa nakita. Comment your thoughts below. Pakinggan natin yung mga yan. Thank you. All please. Let's go.